Guys, if you already clicked on this video, you know we're going to be talking about flaws. Now, the flaws we're going to be talking about are pretty prevalent amongst bully breeds across the board. But you could have a dog that's not bully breed that could also have a lot of these flaws that we're going to be talking about. One of the first flaws I want to hit on is going to be king tail. So king tails, in my opinion, originated more from the bulldog and even pug side of the family. You see, way back when in Asia, they started inbreeding mastiffs over and over again. And even in Rome, they were actually inbreeding mastiffs as well. When you start inbreeding dogs, what ends up happening is they start getting smaller and smaller. And that's where the bulldogs come from. Yet, you know them bulldog traits, man, they're really strong once you bring them in. It's got mostly to do with all that inbreeding.
I knew it.
I don't know what they were doing in Asia. It seems like they bypassed the bulldog stage and went all the way down to the pug stage, if you know what I mean. Either way, the English bulldog originated in the 1600s, and at present day, their gene pool is considered to be too tight to even be able to heal the breed. What that tells you is flaws such as the kink tail that bulldogs actually push forward are going to be very difficult to fix. Now, you're going to have old breeders everywhere telling you,
"Oh, I could fix a king tail. That's the easiest thing to do."
Are you kidding me?
Bah, you're absolutely wrong.
Duh.
In fact, all you're doing is you're trading one thing for something that may be worse. You see, the tail is part of the spine, and the spine is created in the mesoderm. That's just one of 3 of embryonic layers. But you're also making the heart, the eyes, and the kidneys in the same place at the same time. So you go on and you breed that dog with a king tail, and you think, because no pup is showing a king tail, you're good to go. You could actually be producing puppies with kidney issues, heart issues, or even eye issues. So you actually fix the king tail, but now you have cockeyed dogs.
Oh my God!
I've seen quite a few running around. So if you got a dog with a king tail, I recommend you don't even breed it. Now, you do what you want to do, but buyers are being more and more demanding these days as they're requiring more and more genetic testing. And that's when they could see under the hood. So king tails, man, just stay away from it. Next up, we're talking about high rear. You know what I'm talking about.
You're gonna learn today.
The one they try to hide whenever they're stacking a dog in the ring, but the minute the dog's got to move, the rear pops right up. Yep, that's the one. Very prevalent within this breed, especially with the American Bully XL. But don't be acting like you don't see it in the other classes, because it's alive and well. Now, high rear could be due to many reasons. It could be due with an elongated femur. It could be with stifle issues. You don't know what stifle issues is. It's when they're walking around like they're on stilts. In this particular flaw, they love to hide it in the ring whenever the dog is nice and stacked. But the minute that dog starts moving, boop, 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 it pops right up just like that. That's why I tell many of you, you need to stop looking at the pictures that are being posted on social media and ask the breeder to show you video. Dogs in movement. Can't fake the funk there.
Nope.
You may also have something that's called the roach back that's actually contributing to the high rear, where in essence that really isn't a high rear, but it looks more like a high rear because the roach back is there. The roach back is mostly due to both the pit and Staffordshire Terrier influence within the breed. Now, don't get me wrong, that roach back is going to get you dinged in the ring, so you're definitely going to have to find the balance between pit and bulldog in order to clear this particular flaw. So if you're dealing with a roachback, I just gave you the answer. East-West, start rolling the Charlie Chaplin film. Nah, just kidding. And there's actually 3 types of East-West. And if you do this long enough, you're gonna be able to pick up on them.
No, it's true.
Where the humerus actually rotates out because it's got too many muscles in the back pulling it out, not enough pulling it in order to create balance. The other type of East-West is the carpal vagus. Yes, Vegas, not Las Vegas. Vegas. And you're going to be noticing that the leg is straight coming down, and right when you get to the carpal or the wrist area, you're going to notice how it starts pushing outward, or you can even see a rotation outward. This is mostly due to lack of muscle strength supporting the carpal or the wrist, whatever you want to call it. And the last one, angular limb deformity, I'm going to let you know right now, it's strictly genetic. You can't fix it. Unfortunately, these dogs have been bred for this particular look, and at some point in these dogs' lives, they're going to be living a painful existence.
Ian Fountain is committed to ensuring a beloved 1-year-old puppy gets the life she deserves.
The dog's legs have grown so severely out of place, she can barely walk and is in terrible pain.
She needs extensive surgery, and it won't be cheap.
A few months ago, the Steichels adopted Missy as the newest member of the family. Even with all the health problems she's facing at such a young age, Missy's limbs are deformed, her bones have grown crooked, and her kneecaps are out of place.
These are the 3 types of East-West, and later on we're going to hit up on how to fix them. Next up is the over and under bite. As you well know, a lot of bully breeds have an infusion of bulldog in them. Now, if you go back, way back to the history of bulldog, they were mostly used to agitate bulls. Yes, agitate bulls. They would throw them in a pen with a bull in order to agitate the bull before they would kill it. And thus the name bulldog. And it was that distinctive underbite that made them great for what they were being used for. Because the dog could literally cling to the bull's nose. And no matter what the bull did, couldn't get him off. Fast forward 500 years, and that's a major flaw for a lot of breeds, including the American Bully. So if you have a dog with serious underbite, maybe you got too much bulldog in him. Hint, hint. The opposite side of this flaw is actually the overbite. We can attribute that to a variety of issues. Seeing that many bully breeds, including the American Bully, are composite breeds, you can see where blaming terriers or even mastiffs can be an easy way out of just blaming it on another breed. I think it goes deeper than that.
You've got to go deeper.
If you grab an American Bully XL, which is the largest expression accepted by the registry for American Bullies, and you cross it with a smaller American Bully, say a classic, then you can have a disproportion with the lower jaw being considerably smaller, and thus you're gonna have an epic overbite.
Described by some as the world's ugliest dog after starting life as a rescue mutt, Tuna, the Chiweenie, has certainly turned his fortunes around.
Now that can be fixed, but it's gonna take quite a bit of time. Same goes with the underbite, so you're gonna have to make a decision. You wanna breed it out, or you just simply wanna start over. Now this last one I'm gonna talk to you about is a default fault.
Default.
When it comes to showing in the ring, but many people may just enjoy what they see. I'm talking about none other than a furless American Bully. Yes, you heard me right, furless. I'm not here to question anyone's preference. If you want a furless American Bully, more power to you. But as of this minute, putting a furless American Bully in the ring, it's an immediate fault.
Did I do that?
As last time I checked the ABKC breed standard, I'm beginning to think they didn't even fathom this. As it states, coat, short, glossy, close, stiff to smooth to the touch, coat no longer than ½ an inch in length. Faults are curly or wavy coat. Serious faults, long coat. If you notice, short coat is not even an option. Now, me personally, furless is just not an option, as I feel that the animal needs to coat in order to receive protection from its immediate environment. Now, seeing that this is a new thing that's actually showing up in the community, what do you feel about a furless American Bully? Or a furless Johnson American Bulldog? Or a Scott? How about a Dogo Argentino furless? Whether it's a Boston Terrier or a Staffordshire Terrier. I'm gonna be interested to see what you guys have to say. Nonetheless, I'm gonna tell you this. The only multivitamin that we use here is New Vet and New Joint DS. DS stands for double strength. Now, you heard me talk about kink tail, high rear, east west. I'm gonna tell you right now, multivitamins and joint support are just that. They're not gonna fix something that's completely genetic. So I did mention to you guys that I would be talking about how to fix east west. One of the things that we use is New Vet and New Joint DS along with pea gravel. Yes, pea gravel. We make sure we have pea gravel inside of our dog cages. This way, every time they step, the paw actually sinks, and it forces the accessory muscles around the carpal and the pasterns to actually strengthen. Also forces the dog to actually walk correctly while it's walking on the pea gravel, and they never take the same step twice. Now, part of the strengthening of those muscles, ligaments, and tendons, that's where New Vet and New Joint come in, because New Vet has already been formulated to give the right amounts in order to absorb as much nutrients from both the dog food and New Joint DS in order to supply the strength your dog needs in its soft tissues. Now, is this gonna work on every dog or every type of east-west? The answer is no. We've had excellent results with the type of east-west that is caused by external shoulder rotation, as well as the carpal vagus. But the angular limb deformity, that's just genetics. Now, don't get me wrong, you still want your dogs on the multivitamin and joint support. Those poor dogs, sooner than later, are going to start having stress on the soft tissue, and they need as much support as they can get. We've been written to by many people showing us their results in a very short amount of time once they started their dogs on New Vet and New Joint DS. Now, keep in mind, New Vet comes in a 90-day supply, and New Joint DS, even though it's weight-based, it usually matches up to the 90 days as well. Now, this multivitamin and joint support, together with the pea gravel inside of our cages, have helped us tremendously when it comes to these particular conditions. Now, I'm sure you guys are already aware of this, but some of the foods that you're feeding your dogs are actually causing these things. You're looking at me like, what? Yeah, if you're 35 years or younger, you pretty much were born into a culture that thinks that dogs should be eating dog food. And since a lot of you don't even do research to figure things out, you're easily manipulated by large corporations. You're interested in actually figuring out what you should be feeding your dog and how it's actually even cheaper than the kibble that you're actually feeding. Make sure to click on this video up here. We're gonna give you a thorough breakdown like you've never had before. One last word of advice: don't expel your dog's anal gland.
I'm gonna hold the gauze up here so I'm not gonna splatter it everywhere. This is a good technique to not stand right in front of the dog. And also to keep your mouth closed when you're doing this.
Because once you do it the first time, you gotta keep doing it forever.
Good God, man.
It's been Raul from the Q, catching you on the next one.